guys, how's it going? It's Al. DraftKings Week 9 is here, and I've got a ReignMakers breakdown for you. We're going to go over 10 different players. I'm going to talk about the top 3 superstars on projected score for this week, as well as 7 other players at quarterback, running back, and wide receiver that are the optimal plays this week. We're going to take a look at what their prices are in the market, no matter what level you play at. I personally play at the ReignMaker and Legendary tier the most. I dabble a little bit in Elite because I've built up some cards at that level as well. But I know that most of my viewers, and especially most of our community, plays at the core and rare tier. So we'll focus on the prices at those tiers because it will obviously hit more people that way. But get in wherever your bankroll fits in, because ReignMakers has been a very fun and profitable way to play daily fantasy NFL on DraftKings this year. Let's go.
He's a legend.
The Week 9 Smiz Gang Listener League is posted. You can get there by going to smizzle.tv/links. You will not find this game in the lobby because it is a no rake game. That means absolutely no service fee gets paid to DraftKings. All of the $45,000 that get put into this when it fills, probably on Saturday night, so get your entries in now, gets paid right back out. No 10% rake, no 12% rake, no 15% rake, 0% rake. The best tournament that exists on DraftKings. $10 to enter, 3 max. As I said, enter early because it's going to fill probably by Saturday night. Smizzle.tv/links will take you. Josh Allen is my number 1 player of the week, and he should be yours too. Quarterback is an extremely difficult position. And when you take a look at the main slate, there aren't a lot of quarterbacks that have the ceiling that Josh Allen possesses on any week. But you have guys like Patrick Mahomes who are very good. Like Burrow's on the slate, but he's minus Jamar Chase. Lamar Jackson on an island game. We have other quarterbacks who are off this week. We have the Eagles and Jalen Hurts on Thursday night. So the opportunities for 30 to 40 point ceiling games are pretty sparse. So if you have a Josh Allen card in whatever tier you have him, you are going to have a massive advantage this week. But he is a little bit pricey once you start moving up. $23 in core. So if you're a core level player, yeah, you got to pay a little bit to get him because some core cards sit around like $5 or $6. But as a cornerstone, he would have paid you back on the price of this card if you just bought into Josh Allen double stacks. Allen, Diggs, I don't care who else. Pick another receiver. Even if you just went Allen, Diggs before week 1, you would have paid your money back on that stack through week 5. You'd have been in the black and just making money every other week. So about a $23 floor for him at core, about $120 at rare. Obviously, it goes up from there. You kind of 5x, 6x when you get up to elite usually, and then legendary, the cheapest one is $4,000. He just gives you such an advantage every single week that he plays. Now, DraftKings changed the superstars. We knew this was coming in week 9, so some players now have superstar who didn't. Some players who had it have now lost it and become non-superstars. Tyreek Hill has been a move up, an upwardly mobile card all season long as a non-superstar, but now he has that superstar tag in ReignMakers, which has done a couple of things. One, he's now locked to his tier and below. So if you had an elite tier Tyreek Hill and have been playing him up in legendary, you can no longer do that. He is locked to elite, rare, or core. They're downwardly mobile. They're not upwardly mobile, the superstars. So the price on him has fallen because he has lost that mobility. Core tiers now $14, $15. Rare tiers $65.70. This was a $120 card before last week. If you were sharp enough to sell into that move, knowing that it was coming and predictably that certain guys were going to get it, Saquon Barkley, Tyreek Hill, Nick Chubb, we knew who the non-superstars were that were overperforming. Jalen Hurts, you knew that that superstar was coming. You could have sold out of them early, or you could have held them like I did and just made the money knowing that he was going to be a superstar. And just made the money in contests the last couple of weeks when he had some moonish sort of games. So that's your prices for him. $65, $70 for the rare tier, $620, $650, but only $14, $15 for a core tier Tyreek Hill, and projects as the number 1 wide receiver on the week, regardless, superstar or non-superstar. Austin Eckler is the number 1 running back of the week. That is a superstar. $14 for his core, $61 for his rare card, and I've got his legendary because I really like the confetti. The confetti is just kind of fun to me. I don't know. It's a very entertaining card to me. I smile every time I look at it. Great matchup against Atlanta this week, who is giving up more opportunities, more red zone opportunities, and allowing a higher touchdown rate on those red zone trips than basically any other team in the league. Taking a look at Austin Eckler's core tier, $14, as I said, $60-ish for his rare tier, you'd have to wrap a quarterback stack around him. Running back superstars, in my opinion, are less palatable than wide receiver or quarterback superstars, because there are plenty of running backs out there that are non-superstars. We're going to go over two of them that are non-superstars in just a minute, that you can move up a tier. So the superstar running backs really don't get the pricing that the wide receivers or the quarterbacks get, because it's very tough to build a really highly projected lineup that makes sense. You can still win a tournament with a superstar running back. It just makes it harder. I think they're better for island games, for Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night football games. And I've tried to curate my collection away from superstar running backs and more onto superstar wide receiver quarterback. Not financial advice. You do whatever you want with your collection. I'm just telling you what I've done with mine. If you wanted to discuss your collection with some other people, make sure that you jump in our Discord community at smizzle.tv/Discord. And if you wanted to talk specifically about ReignMakers, we have an entire NFT portion of our Discord with like 150 people in that part. Our partner Discord has like 7,000 people in it. A part of that Discord is walled off behind the Smiz Gang HQ key. It is token locked. You have to go to OpenSea and get this one through the link tree, smizzle.tv/links, and you can find the HQ key there, or you can go directly to our page on OpenSea by going to smizzle.tv/HQ. You purchase the coin, it's 0.1 Ethereum, $154, and you can surround yourself with a bunch of other people, not just talking about this project, but ReignMakers NFT for UFC, So Rare, any other NFT project as well as getting my market advice for the game only in that spot. I don't really give market advice here on YouTube. I don't do it on Twitter or in Twitch chat. That's the only place that my market advice on how to attack this game. And remember, ReignMakers is a market game first that plays daily fantasy contests for bonus money on the weekends. The market is where you're going to make most of the money. So join the HQ today. Kyler Murray is one of the two optimal non-superstar quarterbacks on the slate. He does not have superstar. You can pair him very well with his pass catchers. Not expensive either. $15 at core, you can move him up to rare. $88 at rare, you can move him up to elite. He just hasn't had really big games, but he projects really, really well this week as having one of the higher team totals on the week, one of the higher game totals on the week, as they square off against the Seahawks, favored by 2, and a total of 49 in that game. This is what you look for when it comes to quarterbacks that are playing on teams that expect to score. And DeAndre Hopkins is back, and he's pretty good. Tua Tagovailoa every single week. My entire collection is based around like Miami Dolphins doubles. But it's not why he's in this video, right? I'm not pumping my own bags. He's just projecting as the number 2 non-superstar quarterback. It's a 10-game slate. There's only 20 quarterbacks that are available. Like, his prices aren't high either. And considering how valuable Tyreek Hill is, and then you can buy Tua and Waddle from the tier below to pair with your superstar Tua now. Your superstar Tyreek Hill now. It's not an expensive double stack. Like, looking at his price is $16. If you have a rare Tyreek Hill, you can go buy a core tier Tua and pull him up to play with him, and you just need a rare Waddle. Find the cheapest option of that duo if you wanted to build double stacks, which is my preferred way of playing the fiat frenzy at every single tier, is to just go with quarterback double stack to try and capitalize. So when they do hit, you have the most bankability for your buck. So $17 for his core, $72 for his rare. It goes up from there when you go to elite and legendary and etc. Aaron Jones has come off of a 140+ yard rushing game, is in a fantastic spot this week, playing against Lions, who've just given up to the Lions are bad defensively against everything. It's just, look, I'm sorry. The DVP against quarterbacks, bad. DVP against wide receivers, bad. DVP against tight ends, bad. DVP against running backs, also bad. So on an offense that hasn't been good, Aaron Jones is going to get the most volume, and against a bad defense, give me the guy that has the most volume against them. So Aaron Jones, $12 at the core, $60 at rare. Obviously, it goes up from there depending on what level, and you can play him up. You're allowed 1 core card in every rare lineup. You're allowed 1 rare card in every elite lineup. So if you have 4 elite cards and you're looking for a running back to be your one-off around your quarterback double stack, Aaron Jones fits in very well for not a high amount of money and could possibly have one of those 20 to 35 point DraftKings days. So could Josh Jacobs. We've seen him do it like 3 of the last 4 weeks. He laid an egg last week and might scare some people off of him. Percentages in ReignMakers on full slates are very low as is. Like, you don't see the same percentages. Nobody is like 40% like they are on DraftKings, where you can just click anybody you want. You have to own the card in ReignMakers. So like, most players come in between like 3 and 8% on every single slate. So it's not hard to get contrarian, because like literally every lineup is contrarian. But Josh Jacobs, one of the higher projected players on this slate at running back, specifically to the running backs that are non-superstars. Same sort of a price point, $14 and $60 to get in on him. You only need one running back per lineup. You can play two, as there is a flex spot: quarterback, running back, wide receiver / tight end, and then the flex spot that you can put anything that you want in. The every week staple on this video, I may have to ban Stefon Diggs from the video. Not against the American hero, absolutely nothing against him. He's a tremendous running back. Tremendous wide receiver, tremendous football player, goddammit, who basically scores a ton of points no matter what the matchup is, because of how much the Bills throw the football this year. 70% pass expectation. That's a lot, and it doesn't matter the matchup. I know that he has a tough matchup against Sauce and company in the Jets defensive backfield, but he had a difficult matchup 3 other times this year. He toasted Jalen Ramsey in week 1. Like, his ability, like, he might get you a 15-point day this week, and if you want to fade him based on the matchup to try and be uber sharp, go for it. But like, I'm not fading the Bills offense literally ever, because it just doesn't work out. In fact, if less people are going to be on him because more people are fading them based on the wide receiver cornerback matchup, that just makes the ceiling possibility way more profitable. You're going to have to pay to get him, though. All year long in preseason, we projected that Stefon Diggs was going to be the most powerful card in ReignMakers, and he has pretty much lived up to that. So if you have a Josh Allen, you can buy the Stefon Diggs at the tier below and use him as your call up, but it's going to be costly. But it's not going to be as costly as buying the same tier. $33 for his core. Most of the other ones on this list have been $15 and down, right? So like, you're going to have to pay double to get that Steph Diggs because of how powerful a card it is. $135 is his cheapest rare card right now. Obviously, it goes way up once you start paying up, until you get to like ReignMakers, where, you know, his card is less powerful, because you could just call up a legendary card and get it there for like half the price. So he's the guy that you want pretty much every single week. And since he's come back, DeAndre Hopkins has been the guy that you've wanted, scoring 35 points last week, 10 targets in both, get 10 plus targets. Like, you have a 12 to 14 target expectation on one of the higher projected offenses in a very shootout possible game this weekend against Seattle. Very condensed target trees for both teams in this one. Hopkins is the very obvious alpha. His cards are extremely rare, though, in comparison to everyone else on this list. In comparison to Steph Diggs, Tyreek Hill, all the other wide receivers, because he was suspended for the first half of the season, DraftKings didn't release his card in full circulation. So you look at the serial numbers on the cards that are out there, and there just aren't as many DeAndre Hopkins, because he was not in the skill starter set. He was in the other players sets, which are kind of halved. So there aren't as many cards in circulation, which is holding his price really, really high. One of the most rare cards, and definitely the most rare superstar, not superstar tagged card, but like superstar caliber card that exists. $30 for his core tier and about $140 for his rare tier, just because there aren't as many available as every other stud player in the set. And our final card of the video is going to be T. Higgins. With Jamar Chase out, he should see 25+% of the target market share on this Bengals team. They square off against Carolina this week. Always going to be a high volume pass game offense coming out of the shotgun. And T. Higgins, much cheaper than the other two options. $9. You can get a T. Higgins for 9 hooves, bro, compared to like the $30 for the other two optimal plays. 1/3 the cost. It's not that hard to build a core tier lineup. If you're brand new to ReignMakers and you wanted to get in kind of cheaply, it's not difficult to do. You can get in with a T. Higgins and have a really high expectation of 20+ DraftKings points in the passing game. Still going to cost you like $50 for his core tier card, if you're rare tier card. If you're playing in rare, you can get a T. Higgins and call him up. Joe Burrow became a superstar, so he is locked to tier now. So it's easy to get that T. Higgins from a tier below and call it up to play with him, if you so choose. So thank you guys for watching. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.